You're watching Man vs. Elk, brought to you by Tubbs Hardware and Rental, where they spend less time mowing and have more fun grilling. DavTech Custom Arms and Ammo, Cajun Fryer, Shreveport Tractor with a coffee pot's always on, and Top Hat Trailers. Go haul something. Folks, welcome to the show. I'm Milton Daly, and we got an awesome elk hunt for you today. We're going to be right there at the Elk Ranch in Craig, Colorado, chasing those elk around. Then on our world tour, we're going to be in Africa, and Keith is going to be taking a white rhino, and the African government is watching us. And then, hey, we're going to give a demonstration how even you can call in an elk. Then, of course, we'll have Mr. Don Tubbs cooking something down there at Tubbs Hardware, and Mr. Robert Myers of R&V Works showing us all about their smoker. First, what do you say? Let's go on this elk hunt.
Can't be far behind her. He knows right where she's at. I keep going up here. Oh man. Well, get ready because he's going to step out any second. There he is. Right there. Oh, God, he's a nice bull.
Well, we've had them ribs on for a little while now. We want to check them out. Been enjoying our outdoor furniture here at Tubbs Hardware. Now we're going to come out here to our outdoor kitchen and want to show you the ribs that Corey has on here. He's doing them in 3 different seasonings. He's doing the big green egg, then the big green egg sweet maple. He's doing the Cajun blast with a little bit of slap your mama on there. Corey is a master at blending stuff together. Corey has our drip pan on top of the plate setter. And remember, the plate setter here, that's what rolls the heat around the food. You don't want your ribs to get direct heat too quickly, so the plate setter rolls that heat around there. And then we take our rib rack, which is, you can also do chicken, you can do a pork butt in here, but we turn it upside down, boom, we have a wonderful rib rack. This rib rack here does an excellent job of keeping them upright. Remember that you want to put your meaty, fatty part up top, thinner pieces down low, so that the drippings drip down and it seasons itself. Drips into the drip pan, and if you need to, you can rebaste it if you're doing a liquid baste. But we're going to keep these ribs on here low and slow. We're cooking them at around 250. And we've got our big green egg natural lump charcoal. Big green egg natural lump charcoal is the way to go because it burns longer, burns hotter, burns entirely. And get this, folks, you can relight it over and over and over again. This natural lump charcoal, because it burns hotter and burns longer, just 2 fistfuls down in the bottom of this big green egg, because this high quality ceramic holds the temperature so well, you can cook something for 200, 225 for 10 hours and never have to add charcoal. That's how well this thing holds its heat. We got a little smoking going on here. We got a little hickory chips down in the bottom. We got them swirled up around there where they'll burn low and slow, and we're getting that smoke flavor on our ribs, and it won't be long. These things are gonna be good. Remember, Tubbs Hardware for all your outdoor cooking, lawnmower needs. Our motto is less time mowing, more fun grilling. Y'all come see us. Check us out on the website, tubbshardware.com. Scroll down to our YouTube section, and we have just an enormous amount of information about cooking on the big green egg. Y'all come see us.
You're gonna try to shoot through there.
I can't. Help me down.
Take a shot. You had to. Did you get him?
I think I hit that bush right there.
Go back over and look at it.
You know, Clint had to take the shot. The elk, he had us busted, and it was just a matter of seconds before he was going to bolt. And of course, Clint didn't have the best shot in the world, and was hoping it would thread through. This elk was less than 10 yards away, and as you can see, he hit a branch. Look at the little circle there, and you can see right where he hit, and it glanced off to the left. And so, hey, Clint, it was a good shot. It was the limb's fault. You folks are witnessing extreme frustration right now. This is, hey, for all you guys that's wanting to learn how to elk hunt, they were not coming in. This is the worst case scenario. We started off on the mountain way up here, and this thing was bugling down here, wasn't he?
Yeah, all morning.
All morning. And it goes to show you folks, you're listening to some bugles, and Matt was our backup back there. He was staying way behind us, so there was actually 2 of us calling. I hear him still bugling. He's still going. He's laughing at us or something. But the trick to this elk hunting is, if they're not coming to us, you made the decision.
Let's get after it.
You can't, you got to go to them.
Pressure them, yeah.
Got to pressure them, and sure enough, but you don't do that if you don't have the wind.
Right.
We had a slight breeze or no breeze. See, it's nothing here.
It's coming down off the hill.
That
just
sucker.
a touch, yeah.
That sucker was. I mean, he stayed right there the whole time. We closed the distance. How many yards?
That'd be 400, I'd say, huh?
400 yards. And just kept walking to him. We knew he had cover, but you got to do that.
He come through within 5 yards on the backside of that.
Yeah, we seen it. You're looking at the shot right now. We were first seen him. We was no more than 20 yards.
Yeah.
But it's so thick. And then you was doing some cow calls, and I went ahead, folks. I was within 20 yards and still used the bugle because they want to know, and they couldn't see us. That was
awesome.
was crazy. Then he come around right around this little knob right here, and here I am. I'm behind you where you need to be where I was. That was some crazy stuff. But you know, for an educational stance, that's the way you do it, guys.
Yeah.
The trick is bugle and go to them. They're not coming to you. This is the second week of September. Supposed to be the prime rut. It ain't.
It's every time it's a learning experience, I think, and it's just, I mean, the experience alone, kill a bull or don't kill a bull.
It's all about being out here.
Yeah, it's nothing better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was an unbelievable hunt.
Your heart's through your chest, your nerves are crazy.
When I come down, he was standing right down top of that wall. When you said get down there, maybe get another shot.
Yeah.
He was standing right there.
Oh
Deer
man.
and bark.
When he took off, his ass looked like it was that wide. Cause once he spotted.
All right, well, folks, if you want to go on a great elk hunt, give us a call right here at the Elk Ranch. It's happening in September, but we hunt plumb through November. So this is the last day of the hunt. So I guess we can go eat a hamburger.
That's right.
We have a wide variety of handguns, anything from concealed carry, personal defense guns, to your target pistols, 1911s, just pretty much any and every model you can think of. We try and cover a wide variety of people. You know, everybody's got a different need for a gun, and we try and touch on everything. We've got, I've got some long-range rifle scopes geared for hunting, as well as long-range rifle scopes geared for tactical applications. We've got your EOTech holographic sights. We've got your Trijicon sights. We've basically got a little bit of everything, including your night vision down at the bottom. Everybody's after those hogs at night these days, and so we've got a couple of night vision scopes down there, very reasonably priced and a very good quality optic. So we offer a full line of gunsmithing services, handguns, rifles. We'll bed your stock, we'll mount your scope, we'll do whatever you need done to your gun right here, one-stop shop at DAFTAC in Bossier City, Louisiana.
Established way back in 1983, Top Hat Industries is known throughout the United States for the top-of-the-line trailers. They have a trailer to meet all your hauling needs. Top Hat manufactures everything from a 4x8 single axle to a 48-foot float with 30,000-pound capacity. If it has the Top Hat brand, you know it's top quality. You know, I've hunted elk for many years, and we've learned a system that will bring just about any elk in, whether it's a bull or a cow, by simple, just some simple techniques. You know, I always like to carry a Corso. I think this little call by Primos, and heck, I don't even know what this one is. The problem with this type call is after a couple of times you use it, you know, it gets wet inside and it just don't work. It'll freeze up. But it works good for a little while, and it'll change it up. It's got a little different pitch. And you always do a whine. A lot of people go up there and just do a, and that's good too, but I found out through the years, if you'll do a little bit of a whining, well, you can call in a lot more elk, whether it be a bull or a cow, and then change it up with another one like this one, and you can kind of hear the difference in the tone. See how you kind of whine with it, but it don't work very long because it's going to get wet inside. So that's the reason I prefer a mouthpiece. Of course, this is by Wayne Carlton, one of the best ones out there. I like it. And the main thing I like about it is it's hands-free. You have to bend down here and grab this, and I'm always got the camera or something else, or keep this in your mouth, and you can use it for 2 or 3 things. You can cow call with it, and you can bugle. I always keep it in my mouth, and hey, listen to this. You can change it up just by taking it, use the bugle as a cow call, and then use just open with your hand and have a whole nother sound. If you whine with it a little bit, those cows like it, the bulls like it, it keeps them, and no matter how far or close these bulls or cows are, keep on bugling hard at them. We was at 20 yards and I was bugling real loud. It just frustrates them and they will stand there and pace back till they come out. That's our tip of the week. Now, what do you say? Let's get back to the show.
We're dropping our fish here. It's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes for the fish to cook. They're going to be some of the most golden brown, beautiful fish you've ever seen in your life. And they cook quickly. Put them over on paper towels. There's no grease residue because they sear so quickly that they don't stay in the grease long enough to soak up the oil. We don't like to eat oil. It's not healthy for us. These units here don't pick up the oil, so you get to eat good tasting fish and get the flavor of the fish. We heat through some flues that are elevated about 6 inches off the bottom. Being that it's elevated about 6 inches off the bottom, all the contaminants that come off your food falls down into a cool zone. That cool zone never gets hot, and even though we're sitting about 300 degrees here right now, the bottom of this cooker is probably only setting about 80, 85 degrees. It has not heated beyond its ambient temperature. When you pull them out, you see how golden brown, beautiful fish. We hang it up top, let them drip for a couple of minutes. That way it gets all the oils away from them. And shake it a little bit, get the rest of the oil off, dump them in a pan. We're ready for lunch.
You know, the R&V Works fryer, Milton, where you can pay for it over and over again is by the oil consumption. You don't have to buy new oil every time you fry. You can fry many, many, many times before you ever have to buy any more oil. And we all know how expensive oil is. And here at Tubbs, we're very honored to be R&V Works' first dealer. We might not be their largest dealer, but we were the first dealer that he had. It's a locally made product over in Homer, Louisiana. Mr. Myers is a first-class family man, Christian man, runs his business with wonderful people there. We want to support those kind of people in Northwest Louisiana.
If you just joined us, you're watching Man vs. Elk, and hey, this is the segment where we call the World Tour. We're in Africa, we're darting a rhino, and hey, the African government is with us. So let's go with Keith right now as he takes a white rhino, and hey, it's brought to you by R&V Works, Mr. Robert Meyer, and the Cajun Friars.
To the cold.
So I said to him, if we knew we were going to lose it, we should have given it to him.
Right here you're watching the African government prepare a dart for Keith to put down the white rhino.
Ek hoor is. Regiel, wanneer sit julle weer tenders uit? En die seibelbulle, julle sal seker van dit ook uitsit.
If he's walking in front of me, don't stop real quick. He might get this in the butt.
You know, this is over 100,000 acre preserve for the white rhino because it's on the endangered species list. You know, they've had so many poached that they started putting radio chips in these things. You know, and all the poachers take is the horn. They can get over $250,000 for the horn. And with this radio device in there, they can tell the second that that animal dies, and usually they can send out a helicopter and catch these poachers before they get away.
After the shot, you have to freeze. Don't make any movements. Yeah. I mean, you can swing with the camera, but we'll be running, but you stand still. We're just right up here behind some bushes. We got good cover, so. And Rhino's eyesight's not that great. 8 yards. Yeah, that would be perfect. Uh-oh. Just go for the shoulder. Just make sure about the 90 degrees. Be still, be still. If he comes through this little opening on our left, give me a range. We got to within 12 yards a while ago. The bull ran at us and stopped at 12 yards, but that was too close. We need him at 20, 25 yards. Dang it. Charge didn't go off. Did it? Watch him. Just stand still. Just stand still. Andre, kom in.
We had them come at us there a minute at 12 yards, but for the charge to go off on these rhinos, we wanted it to be about 25 yards.
Yeah.
And we chased them across this whole valley, and we watched them bed down. We got up, how far was it?
Well, the closest we got was on the rangefinder, 12.8 yards, and you darted on 23 yards exactly.
So, looked good, didn't it?
Yeah, very nice.
Well, I tell you, that's nerve-wracking when you're after a big animal like that.
Yeah, especially that time when they came out.
I know.
And they're a little bit nervous with the wind going, but you made an excellent stalk, and we were very, very quiet.
Well, and I said, what do we do? And Dion said, just be still. And I said, but he's coming. Just be still. So, well, we got to give him 6 minutes, right?
Yeah, 6 to 7 minutes.
All right.
Thanks, Keith.
Man,
it was really nice.
No, that was exciting. So we're going to give it a few minutes, and then the vet's going to come over, and we're going to go get this rhino.
Yeah.
All right, what they're doing here, covering his eyes and covering up his ears. Even though he's sedated, he can still hear and see.
Just write it on your hand.
And now we're measuring the horn.
29.25.
Getting measuring him, and
That's the circumference of the front horn. The 29.28 you have it.
29 2/8.
Yeah.
Is the front horn circumference. What was the first one you told me? So there's 4 measurements.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Dion.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Man,
what a wonderful experience.
Oh man, I never thought I'd do something like this. And we're here in South Africa with Hunter Safaris, and we darted a big white rhino. And man, what an experience. But what we're going to do is they measure him, they do all kind of stuff. We have a vet right here with us, so make sure everything's okay and it's safe on the animal, and I get a trophy and this animal gets to go run around again.
That's it. And you'll see it's a very rewarding feeling when they wake it up and it took off and run.
Man, I mean this needle, we stuck it right in his rump is the best place, and here's the vet now.
Yeah, they're going to withdraw some blood for tests.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is take some blood out of him and make sure the herd stays healthy, and the future generations get to see some white rhinos, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Because of doing it like this. And this does work for the Big 5 record book.
Yes, yes. SCI got a different category for dieted white rhino. We got two types of rhino in South Africa, the black and the white.
Yeah.
The white rhino is much bigger than the black rhino.
Yeah, he's huge. So this is just a good way to keep the herd strong by doing it this way and getting the blood and then watching him run off.
I took 3 specimens.
Yeah.
That's blood specimen.
Mm-hmm.
That is tissue sample for collection. You see chromosomes and all kinds of things. That's from the ear tissue. And that's from the tail, which is the easiest to pull out. And by pulling out,
you see that
hold it
white?
up in the light, and you see the white specks. We call it follicles. Now between this, if this animal gets poached in the future, and you'd go to a databases,
you'll know where it came
exactly
from.
where it's come from.
Oh, okay.
Waterbuck dung.
Hey, watching.
Oh, there's this.
You see his penis?
That's weird.
It's got a edge, no? The front part. And it's got a little flower head like that. And then later on it's got another scoop like that.
Huh.
And it looks like an arum lily. That is a fuckwort. Now it will follow any movement.
That's why you must stand dead still. Oh. If he comes too close, you clap your hands.
As long as you know where you are. Go and stand there by me, I'll take a picture.
Can you see that funny shape of the penis?
Yeah, yeah.